Your teacher Osama Kashwa. This is a new lecture, and we will work on the warehousing and complete what we started on the warehousing work. So here we go. So here we go. We're done for the presentation of the transportation, and we will go now for what we've been working on. So this was the stacks, and that's what the last thing we was saying about the insects and how to deal with the insects and how to deal with the problems of the looking for the insects, especially in the dark places, and looking in between the stacks itself, and check, like you see here, is balanced from the two sides. Stacks are balanced from the two sides, like you see the length from the two sides the same, and that show the importance of being, because if it's from one side higher than the other, it might fall. So this is also another point. Checking for the insects everywhere on the floor and the mices, and if there is gaps in the wall, should plug the gaps in the wall with cement. Should finish all this with cement, should close the gaps. So here we go for those points. Then we are on waste disposal on chapter 9, waste disposal. Spillage and sweepings. Grain and pulses spilled onto a clean floor are usually not waste. So if the floor is clean, so the grains which is in the floor is not waste. Why it's waste? Because it's clean. The ground is clean then that's fine. They may be bagged after cleaning by serving if necessary, but small quantities of dirty split grains should be destroyed. In case it's not the same, in the case that if you have a bad ones, that's fine. You can it's polluted with the ground. If the ground was dirty, then in that case you should have to get rid of these greens which is split on the floor. Okay, the floor of the warehouse we are talking about. The floor of the warehouse. Spilled floor and blended food are normally waste. Also, the spilled food stuff can provide a good place for the insects. So watch out for the insects, whatever it is, because the dirt is a very good place. Dirt and dark are very good places for the insects to live. So try always to find out a way to get rid of all these dirts. So that's okay. Spoiled commodities also. Sometimes food in the store may seem unfit to eat. For example, grain may be moldy. Moldy means that it's touched with moisture, heated, or heavily infested. Dried skimmed milk may be checked hot. Cans may be badly rusted, leaking, or swollen. And the swollen actually is very dangerous in the cans, because like it's including some of the bacteria which lead to a big problems healthy and might cause poison. Vegetables oil may smell rancid as well. So in all these cases, in such cases, you should report the problem at once. Don't wait. It should be reported at once. The owner of the food, the report should state the kind of food, the particular consignments is affected, the place which is affected, how much seems to be damaged, and the kind of damage itself. So all this must be taken into consideration when you are working it. The owner may send a representative to examine the spoiler food or appoint a qualified person to do this. If you are asked to provide samples of the food, ask for detailed instructions. Okay. Spoiled foods be separated from the rest. It's fine. And you have to separate it, the spoiled ones from the rest. Like we said this before, food which is spoiled through heavy insects infestation should be treated to prevent further damage and prevent the problem spreading to other stock. You should not dispose or spoiled food until you receive official instructions about how to deal with the foods, how to deal with the spoiled foods, how to deal with the areas with the split food. Okay. We'll move on to another part, which is the storage and disposal of containers. Empty stack cartons, tins, bottles, and drums should be stored in such a way that they do not provide a hiding place for rats or mice or whatever. Clean sacks to remove food particles. Ensure lids are fitted on tins and bottles and these things. So make sure that the lids are there, the cover is there on the scatter. Pest control. We have talked too much about the pests, but still I'm saying one of the most problem is that for the insects is that they leave, they come from the cracks in the wall. So try always to cover any cracks in the wall. Insects and fumigants to control insects and rodenticide. So to control rats and mice are dangerous to human health and should only be used by trained staff. So those works. To fight them, this is a specialized staff who will do this. Regular inspection of the stock will give early warning, attack by these pests and the needs for the control. That's fine. So also, this handbook does not explain how to use the pesticides, however, the storekeeper can help the pest control. So this book is not about holding the issue of pest control, but you can use like storekeeper is having a knowledge and experience in this as well, so he can help in this point. The store must be cleaned before spraying the insects and the treatments for those stuff. Stacks must have enough space around and between them, as advised in chapter 5, as we said before. Only people authorized to carry out for the pest control treatments should be allowed in the treatment area. So not anyone can be there because those are poisonous, poison liquids and poison powder, and so healing it or touching it might be risky for the health. So only experienced persons should deal with this problem. When we are doing the pest control, warning notices should be displayed for everyone that we are doing pest control here in this area. They must be taken down when the treatment is complete and approval to enter the store have been given. So those points also we should care about. Instructions given by authorized pest control team must be strictly followed. Rodent bait placed in the store by pest controller must not be touched or moved. So whatever, even they leave any stuff regarding the fighting, the control, pest control, so no one to touch it, no one to hold it with the hand or whatever, deal with it or move it from its place or whatever. If chemical for pest control are kept on site, they should be in a separate locked store. So it shouldn't be anywhere, but it will be in a locked place or some place which is guaranteed to be very well. Okay, keep a written record of all the treatments stack carts. So keep that also in mind. Outdoor stacks. How about if we have sometimes outdoor stacks? We have some bags, including materials or whatever, or and those are not inside the store, but it's outside. What we will deal with this, how we will deal with this. Whenever capacity is not enough for the amount of the food to be stored, it may necessary to store some outside. This can be acceptable for the whole grain cereals and pulses, and for vegetables oil, but should never be used for flour, blended foods, milk powder, and canned foods. So don't do this. Don't put all this stuff outside the door. Again, should never put outside or outside of the warehouse blended food, milk powder, or canned food. These because it will be exposed to the external environment, and that might pollute it and cause damage and risk for the health. Anybody's health, this should be a risk for him. Effective outside storage needs suitable sites, a prepared stacking platform, dunnage, and a waterproof ground sheet. So like you will have dunnages and you will have a space from the ground, and there won't be any water stuck there. There must be drains for the water so that the water will not touch the bottom of the stacks and cause problems. Waterproof covers also, yeah, because you have to put a waterproof cover on your own stacks so that to prevent it from the heat and from especially the rain and the storms. Okay, waterproof covers and two ropes for tying down tarpaulins. So okay, the site. The site should be secure with a boundary fence or wall. Of course, there must be accessible to trucks. Firm, flat ground, ideally, with a slight slope for drainage, not likely to food. And the platform. What about the platform? The platform the stack should be built on a level platform raised above the general ground level. We said this before. It shouldn't be stuck to the ground. It should be above the ground. You should leave a space. Even like what you do inside the store itself, you will do on the platform as well. For temporary use, this base may be made of compacted earth 0.3 to 0.6 meters height. So it should be between 0.3 and 0.6 meters height. That's fine. Okay. So 0.3 meter means 30 centimeters, which look like a ruler exactly, like around or less than a ruler, an area like around, I don't know how to, it's like this space, 30 centimeters. So even if there is water drainage or anything, it won't touch the bottom of the stacks. If possible, use gravel to make the platform, especially in wet areas. Remove topsoil and lay gravel to a height of 0.3 meters, with larger stones at the bottom and smaller on top. Because the stones itself, it might absorb this water, it might absorb the water. So this will be fine for will absorb the water. So it will be fine for if you put your own stuff outside, or you are in need to an area outside of the store to keep your, again, the foods, the canned foods, the milk or the milk powder, all those are not a place to put your own stuff outside. Those are kind of foods which you don't need, or you cannot put it outside of the store. You cannot store it outside. So there is a drainage here, a gravel, there's a gravel, there's 0.5 here, 0.5 meters between the drainage ditch. So don't put it till the top here, like as example, don't put the drainages till the end here. Just keep a distance like half a meter from both the sides. And like you see here, this is a drainage area, so that it will take the rain or whatever and go down. So here is also the dunnage. Okay, cross section of earth platform. So this show the earth platform and how you design this platform. A permanent installation could be built with brick retaining walls and proper foundations around the outside. Of course, using bricks is better, with hardcore filling and concrete brick or asphalt top surface. So here will be asphalt in this area. And that's fine. The asphalt is fine because it will pass over the water. It won't accumulate and stuck there. Dunnage and ground sheets. Pallets or two-layer of pools are commonly used for dunnage. Polyethylene or PVC. The PVC is very famous now, sheet used as ground sheet. So you will put a PVC sheet, sorry, on the ground sheet as a ground sheet, should be placed on the top of the drainage under the first layer of bags. Okay. So here we will put the sheet. See, the sheet will be here. Okay. The third and the fourth layer to protect against. Okay, there's also, you will put the side sheets here also. There's another sheet, ground sheet, tucked under the fourth layer. So here, you will take it like this and tuck it here like this way with the fourth layer. This is the first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer. So you'll put it within the fourth layer itself. And that's also for a kind of making sure no water will stuck and to prevent and protect the stucks from, or the bags from the water anyway. Between the third and fourth layer and protect against groundwater. Okay, so here, how about the covers and ropes? We talk about the sheetings. We have also covers. Waterproof covers may be made of canvas or plastic. The whole world is using plastic and the PVCs as well. Canvas preferred to plastic because it allows the stack to breathe and does not normally cause sweating or condensation in the hot weather. Okay. The cover should be as large as can be handled comfortably. Okay. And should be provided with reinforced eyelets for attaching ropes. Okay. How about the ropes? Needed for tying the covers, because we cannot leave the covers like this without tying them. Should be tied up, because if you leave the covers without tying, they will blow up by the wind. They will move from its place. The wind will push it out of its place. And thin rope is suitable also. The ropes may be attached to the dunnage, to pigs the ground, or to old car trying used as weight. So you can just the ropes, you can tie it up into the dunnage, and this is the easiest way to tie it into the dunnage. This will be the easiest way. Like as example, the road drops here after you put the plastic and cover like this way all the way down and tie it here in the dunnage in this area. The same principle apply for the stacking in a warehouse too. Often the walls of the stack are made to slope inwards slightly to improve stability, although it makes it difficult to count the number of bags. A pitched roof this is a pitched roof, help rainwater to run off the stack. This is a pitched roof, which take the like inversed V, not V, inversed V, and all of us know this kind. So this can get rid very easily from the rain itself. It can get rid of the rain very easily. Can get rid of the rain. That's fine. Sheeting, we talked about the sheeting itself before. We have to cover both the sides here and the top. Those must be covered. So your cover is not only on the top itself. No, it should be also here in this area to cover the sheets in this area as well. Not only on the top. And you should fix it with ropes. Draw up as far as possible and fix either ropes right over the sticks. Cover the top also and tie down the edges of the top to the dunnage. Yeah, you will tie it here down on the dunnage itself or things. Okay. You can use it also the tarpaulins, like 1 meter. Again, it's a privilege winds or rolled joints. You can use the rolled joints. Now, how about the management of your warehouse? Let's go to the management of the warehouse itself. What we supposed to do and what we supposed not to do about the management itself. Stack should be inspected daily. So we have daily to inspect the stack, water penetration, broken or loose tie ropes, and block to check for all these drainages, block drainages or whatever. So we have to pass over the check out the stacks and our bags, stacks or our bags, maybe stacks or our bags once a daily, every day. During fine weather, the upper tarpaulins should be rolled back during daytime. So we can roll it, remove it from the top, and for the ventilation and for the air to come to the stacks or the bags and to allow any moisture, even if there is accumulated moisture, it should be gone. It should be gone, like when you remove the cover, so that will prevent the moisture from being accumulated there. So this is the emergency storage. This is another kind of storage emergency. Emergency storage. During emergencies, it is often necessary to store quantities of food aid that far exceeds the capacity of the available conventional warehouses. Sometimes, like if in a place, you see it always in the TV, if there is a place is harmed by the hurricanes or volcanoes or tsunami, and they're expecting to come help or aid from other countries. So they don't have a place for putting their stuff for warehousing. In that case, and we will do another video for this also, you will see how the warehousing is done in such a cases. So in such a cases, those tags, it should be put in like they put it for the emergency reasons, and this will take the extra and the emergency stock which we have. Prefabricated stores. The prefabricated, from the name itself, pre and fabricate means done previously, that can be erected quickly and move from site to site as required. Okay, these stores are well designed for emergency use, but can become very hot unless they are well ventilated. Improved air movement can be achieved by opening the end doors. You can open the end doors on those kinds of emergency, like here. Those are the end doors. You can open them, so it can allow the air to come in, or by fitting electrically operated fans. Efficient storms drains will be required to prevent surface water entering the stores. Also, make sure that inside the store there is a good drainage. The same things which we used to say also in the traditional warehousing is done also in the emergency warehousing. Consideration dripping for the roof beams on to the store food can be a problem if the ground on which the stores is erected is not cemented. So the ground must be cemented. Don't put it on, don't make an emergency warehousing in the mud. No, it should be cemented or asphalt or whatever. Sealed against moisture, rodents and termites may be more of a problem than can in conventional warehouses. Pallets are essential, very essential to use the pallets here. Because we said there are a distance between the ground and the pallets base, so nothing will harm, like water or whatever, will harm those your storage. Also, we have shipping containers, use of shipping containers. So we have also here, we can talk about the shipping containers. So how about the shipping containers and how it works? Shipping containers can provide very secure storage for high value commodities such as vegetables and oils. They will get very hot if they are not shaded. If enough are available, they can easily be stacked. So this shipping container stacked too high. Like you see here, the height of it is very high, very tall or very high. This chapter is about the record keeping for the warehouse is very important. What are the record keepings for the warehouse? So documentation and reporting provide the information that enables management to make the correct decision. Without an effective documentation and reporting system, management decisions will be impaired or made impossible. The overall objective is to provide commodity tracking. So this is our final objective, because tracking means I just want to see how many units came to me to the warehouse, how many units still there, how many units have been used, and how many units still stored in the warehouse. I just want to make sure of the movement of the goods, which we call it tracking the movements of the goods within the store or inside the store itself. So we want to make sure that everything is fine and everything is done in its own place. System from first receipt to the final discharge. This was talking about the tracking from the receiving the goods into the warehouse until the moment it is used, it went out of the stack or the order. The specific objective of record keeping include what? Maintaining an accurate record of goods received and goods dispatches, maintaining an accurate record of commodity stocks, maintaining effective control of non-commodity supplies, as example, empty stacks, pallets, weighing scales, all those, informing management on a regular basis, like as example, weekly, daily, or something. And also one thing is very important. Each item should be stored in the stores or in your houses. It has what we call reorder point, and we will study the reordering point, which means I will not draw from it to use till it becomes zero. The units or the stuff, I will not use it till it becomes, no, I have to keep a preserve. Like I told you before, if you keep in your purse like around $10, $15, $20, and you just ignore or discard that this $10 is there in your pocket, you are dealing as you don't have anything in your pockets, though you have $20 in your pocket. but you keep them for emergency. That's why we keep the minimum level. We call it the minimum level of storage. The minimum level of storage means its amount that we keep it, and we ignore that it's there. We don't talk about that it's there. It's not there, this amount. And when we work on this principle that it is not there, but actually there is a minimum level. When we come approach to this minimum level, we take out of the stuff, take out of the stuff, take out, draw of the stuff, draw the stuff, draw from the stuff, draw from the stuff, till we come to this point, or before this point, the storekeeper will start asking for extra units because he doesn't want to pull from the reorder point or from the minimum level. He does not want to pull extra stuff from the minimum level. For that reason, he keep withdrawing till the minimum level. Then after that, he will reorder back. Exactly like I'm telling you, $20 in your pocket. It's the same idea. Same idea exactly. Okay. Principles, warehouse, clerical, and administrative function include. Those are very important. Establishing and maintaining a warehouse stock control ledger. So I will have a ledger for each item, what came in to the stores and what went out of the stores from those items. What's came in and what's gone. How many units I got and how many units I used. So that in any moment, I will know my balance from each item inside the warehouse. I will know each item exactly. Establishing and operating procedures for receiving and dispatching stocks. Establishing and maintaining stack cards. This is very important. The stack cards for each unit, like I said. Establishing and maintaining inspection reports. Those inspection, we said it's a complete process. Since the goods are coming to you to the warehouses, and after you send it back, so you will do the inspection. While still the product or the goods are still not loaded yet, you have to make sure and take samples from them and check out they are matching with the standards and the quality which you asked for, and check for defects, problems, dysfunctions. Then make a report and submit this report on the spot to your own warehouse attendant supers and tell them this is the situation, and check out for back what they will say and what will come to you back regarding this instructions, the instructions which will come to you back. Assisting auditing stock taking procedures, also assisting with procedures for writing of stock. What are the forms that you should keep in the warehousing? Many documents are used to record and control the movement of food stock, particularly the food. We are talking here about the food exactly. Of one place to another. So we are not talking about wood materials example. We are taking here an example. For that reason, I choose this very good application or exercise, because it is dealing with a very sensitive stuff, which is the food. Food can be spoiled, but if I talk about raw materials like cement or wood or steel, those all is not like the precaution, and the process is much more easier than the process in the food stuff, because food need a special treatment. They're often specially designed to suit the documentation system followed. Okay. Independent discharge survey form. This is the first one, are issued at the time of unloading ship or opening containers, which could occur either on port or in the warehouse. So this is the first one, independent discharge survey form. This is the first documentation of the warehousing, which is important for the warehouse. Okay. Waybills, sometimes known as delivery notes. are issued when the consignment leaves the port or warehouse. They are very important documents used to control the transfer of the consignment and sometimes change the ownership. So this is what we call it, waybills or delivery notes. The same two names, waybills or delivery note. And this is the second documentation or second document in the warehousing system. Okay. It is important to check that the consignment matches exactly the description of the waybill. They must be exactly the same. If it does not, then all shortages and damages must be recorded on the waybill before the sign. So if you find anything is not or against the qualities and the standards, then should sign before or sign it on the waybill. Should put it in the waybill before you sign for this document. Stack cards, color blue. They call it color blue. Records. Record any movement into or out of the stack and display the current stock level. Very, very important. Stack cards, show me the in and out and show me the balance. The balance or the current stock level or the numbers, the amounts. As example, I received 10 and out of the warehouse 3, then I have still 7. So it shows in any moment the balance of the item which we are talking about. Okay, warehouse ledger or stock cards or colored white, because we have here colored blue and we have here colored white, provides an overview of the total stock position in the warehouse. They provide a cross-check on the stack cards, but must be updated whenever there is any movement of commodities. When there is movement of commodities, it must be updated. Okay. That's fine. Stock taking or physical audit form. Record the results of the independent physical check on stock level. So if I have physical check on the physical audit form, we can say it's easier to say audit or stock taking. We will exactly record the results of the physical check or the inspection, the check or the stock level, then we will record it here. Details of previous audits must be retained. Yeah, because you have to take the detailed also of the previous, because you have to add it to it, so as to provide a basis for subsequent checks. E.g., as an example, if the January audit recorded 900 tons and the April audit recorded 200 tons, then the auditor will know that distribution records for 700 tons must be found. So 900, I got 900 in January, and they are now in April 200. The 900 became 200. So 900 minus 200 will give me 700. So that means that the level of stocks now is 700 units. We call it physical audit form. Loss or damage cargo reports, or we call color pink. This is a pink color card. Provide full details of the problems and any action taken to repackage of reconstitute or reconstitute. The report must identify who had responsibilities for the stock. So this is another point. Inspection reports provide full details of the condition of the warehouse or the commodity. An example is given in Appendix 2 with this example. A certificate of destruction describes authorized action taken to destroy or dispose the units which are unfit, the units which is defected or defaulted. So I have to check or make sure that everything is okay. When final distribution report is made to the donor, it will be supported by copies of many of the above documents. That was, so here as example, this is the stack card. It looks like this: date, reference number, receipts, dispatch unit, balance. So here receipt, I receive 100. Here as example, 100. Here I get out 220. Then the balance will be 80 here. This is sample inspection report 4. Sample inspection report 4. And this is also around surrounding store, access, drainage, security, if the situation itself, area surrounding the store, the building itself, how it looks like, walls, proof. So everything you write in clear here. Condition of building externally from outside the building, how it looks like. Are there cracks in the walls, signs of rodent activities, broke or damaged gutters, so that we'll make sure, like we said, if there is cracks in the wall, that means insects will come inside and we need pest control. If so, all those points are very important because it gives me an impression about the case or the status of the warehouse in that case. Conditions of building internally. There is a storage waterproof, so that if it's not waterproof, like we said, we will use the plastic covers on the top and in the sides of the stacks. Describe any signs of entry of rainwater, and we'll check also the drains. Are there any signs of rodent or bird entry? Birds, exactly, especially for the birds will not do anything for the wood or the steel, but it will do for the food and stuff as well. So it's very important to make sure that the birds are not here. Commodity inspection, type of quantity stored, commodity of inspection here, condition of commodity, moisture, how is the moisture? Is drying, is re-drying of any commodity necessaries. Inspect infestation. Is there any insects or no? And the types if there is. Pest control, how the pest control should be, and the future movement of store commodity. Any remarks you have, then sign, the inspector will sign in this area. Those are very important points also, should be there in the storage. It includes the brooms, the fire extinguishers, first aid box, and ladders. Those are things very, very important. Basic, it's basic for the warehouse equipment. It must be there. The brooms for cleaning, like I said, fire extinguishers for case on fire, or fire anything. First aid box, this everywhere. It must be everywhere. And ladders for climbing up to the upper shelves, to reach to the level of the upper shelves for the goods and the stacks. Repackaging equipment also. And we have to have stack needles so that we will stitch the cracks in the stacks, which is splitting the food, or so empty stacks also. We should prepare empty stacks. We said, you remember when we talk about the stack should be put inside the bags itself. So we must have also bags and containers, oil containers, and adhesive tape. We have sampling spears, shovels, sieves. All this must be there. Also, to look for the insects, we must have torches, and we must have weighing scales as well. Shall come to the end here of this very beautiful and interesting topic. It's actually interesting because it's the practical side of the warehousing. That's why I selected this topic, because it cares. If anyone work in warehousing, in the logistics system in warehousing, he must care about this point so much. Shall leave you now, and we'll get to another part. Thank you so much. Students, hello. You can enjoy now your break, and we will be back like around 10 minutes, and we will be back. So that's fine. That's okay. Thank you so much. So enjoy your break now. And we will be back around 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. That is, okay. Here we go. Yeah. Thank you so much. Enjoy your break, my dears. Take your time, feel free. Then we will come back after 15 minutes. Stretch yourself, do a cup of coffee, whatever you want to do. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll be back within 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. Okay, my dear students, we'll come back to the final part 2 of this our lecture, which is a common part for all our work. It's a very common part. We will come to the point that, let us share the screen, our in-class activities. So here, we will work on 2 routes here on 2 main questions. Within the upcoming 15 minutes, please complete all your missing questions on D2L. If you are done, please move to the next question below. Again, I'm saying, within the upcoming 15 minutes, please complete all your missing questions on the D2L. If you are done, please move to the next question below. So if you did all your in-class activities, nothing is missing in this 15 minutes, then go to the next question. The next question is, write what you came to know today in not less than 15 lines. So what I want you to do is to write what you came to learn today in not less than 15 lines, maybe more. It's preferably to be written, handwritten. And what? Take a picture with your camera, with your cell phone, then paste the answer on the D2L. Again, I would say, if you are done for your first question, please move to question number 2. Question number 2 is an aggregate question. Which means that what you came to learn from today's lecture, the main points. By the way, don't focus on one point and leave the others. Try to make a cadence between all the parts of your answer. Don't focus. If I'm telling you to describe a human being, don't focus on the hands and leave the head and the chest and the shoulders and back. No, focus on all equally, on all the parts of the lecture. It's what you came to learn about 15 lines, more or less, it's okay. But I prefer that you write it handwritten, should be handwritten, then take a picture and paste it, copy and paste it to your D2L system. After you write it with your handwritten, because that will fix it more. You won't take it, copy and paste, then we didn't do anything. When you write it down, that's why we are here about 30 minutes in this part or less, because you have to write it down. So this, I will ensure that there is a good feedback today for your work and that you are well done. So please, we will work now on the 2 questions. Don't forget, after you write on an external paper note, any note outside. Then after you finish, take a picture, then copy and paste in its place in the D2L. The question and the D2L. Write the answer, or if you have problems with the D2L, you can send it to me on the chat here. Thank you so much. You have a great day, everybody. Okay, we'll go now for those 2 questions. We'll keep here around 25 minutes. Thank you so much. In class activities plus what you came to learn about today's lecture. If you are missing any of your activities, work on question 1. If you are done for all the in-class activities, go to question 2. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm here for anyone who need any questions. I'm there for anyone who need any questions. Thank you so much. Also, I will also put the video. I will put the videos also for the students who came late. I will put the videos for the students who came late, so they can watch what we are doing. Thank you. Students who came late, so they can watch, and for you also to remind you with what we came to know today, or what we came to learn today. Let me make it learn. What we came to learn today. what we came to learn today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I'm here for any questions. I'm here. Thank you.